know that we are navigating an era of rapid economic shifts influenced by technology, sustainability, and global policies, and that is why industries must stay agile and resilient, which is why our next speaker will actually come here and share insights on how global policies are shaping emerging markets like India. A very, very pertinent session for us all. And that's why we're about to immediately invite our next speaker. We have Cristiano Pasini, Director and Representative, Sub-Regional Office in India. And he belongs to the United Nations Industrial Development Organization. So first up, thank you so much for joining us. And over to you then.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, namaste. My name is Cristiano Pasini. I'm the director of a UN organization called UNIDO, which is dealing specifically on industrial development. Very, very excited to be here. Felt the energy, specifically of the previous sessions, and having seen that what I'm going to tell you today, it's very much aligned with the final conclusion of the previous sessions. What will happen to the future? And specifically to the future of industrializations. We live, and we heard also from previous speakers, that we live in a very, very fast-changing world. Globally, I'm talking globally, we have done significant progress, we cannot deny. Poverty has gone down, but still, in the future, we will still facing a lot of global challenges. A world in which job deficit will seem still a major concern, specifically in sub-Saharan Africa and Asia. A world in which climate change is still accelerating. CO2 emissions are projected to reach around 32 gigatons by 2050. And while industrial growth in this part of the world, and specifically in the Asia-Pacific region, continue to thrive very strong, Africa and Latin America face sluggish industrialization or sometimes the industrializations. This deepens inequality and underscore for the need for a more balanced approach. In parallel, these are the global industrial megatrends that my organization identified after 2 years of research. All these has been discussed also in the previous sessions somehow. I will start with someone that has been mentioned, also the energy and the green transitions. We all know that the world is transitioning out of fossil fuel to renewable energy sources. Solar, wind, and hydrogen. These present incredible opportunities, especially for developing countries. But the second one is probably something, the second one is something, the rise of artificial intelligence, digitalization of production, something that seems to define also the big megatrends that India is currently leveraging much more. Artificial intelligence, automation, Industry 4.0, globally are transforming the production process. The share of patents related to artificial intelligence tripled in the last 5 years. And while this technology offers an immense potential, I cannot think of a country like different than India's where this potential is appearing very strongly. Many other countries facing the risk of being trapped in what is called a digital divide. The third one, I continue to press, but the third one is what we call the global value chain reconfigurations. Geopolitical tension, climate risk, regional trade shift are reshaping global supply towards regionalizations. And the regional integration is becoming increasingly important as countries seek to reduce reliance on the global supply chain. The last one that probably is not mentioned today in the previous speech, and we call the global demographic changes. We have a rapid population in Africa and Asia-Pacific regions, so more needs for jobs. But we have also, in other parts of the world, aging population, specifically in advanced economy, which will drive an increasing demand from healthcare, pharmaceutical, technology, but is also creating new emerging opportunities for countries which will be able to serve it. Why I talk so much about industrial sectors? Because, I mean, there is, in all our studies in UNIDO, but also from the practice on the ground, that among these challenges, the manufacturing is emerging as a beacon of hope. It has high innovation capacity and strong linkages to societal and developmental objectives. And there's a strong potential to accelerate development worldwide. We know that now one job, if you create one job in manufacturing sector, automatically it generates an average of 2.3 jobs in other sectors of the economy. And while the manufacturer is often blamed or to say that is one of the huge contributors for climate change, it is producing around 30% of the global greenhouse emissions, nobody points out that it is also contributing disproportionately to green innovation compared to other sectors of the economy. 60% of all green patents in the world are held by the manufacturing sector. We have seen some of them probably presented in previous sessions. The message from our research, but also from our experience on the ground, is clear. We need manufacturing, industrial development, and government and private sector needs to work together to push it in the right directions. We need this, and we need, for doing that, to put in the proper attentions, we need the proper industrial policy. Many developed countries in the world, in Western Europe or in North America, knows very much the power of industrial policy. They're applying it consistently. And I have to say that it is extremely important that these industrial policies are also equally considered important for developing countries and followed accordingly. But the question is how to build the future-ready industries. We normally give 3 recommendations. First, improving the basic industrial condition. We need to focus on improving industrial infrastructures, particularly digital infrastructure, and enhancing the productive capacities, or establish manufacturing hubs. We need to build the foundations for industrial development, which means equipping the labor force with skills, strengthening the local research institution, and developing the ecosystem for industrial development. And we need to shape the future industries for sustainable development. Industrial production must follow very strongly the principle of sustainability. Greening the production, reducing the consumption of energy should be at the center of this effort. For us in UNIDO, it's extremely encouraging to see that India has recognized this central role of industrial sector in realizing its vision of Viksit Bharat by 2047. Mission, schemes, and policy by the government of India recognize the need to attract investment, boost production, and enhance global competitiveness. I think about Make in India and the production-linked incentives. I think about Skill India for developing human capital through wide-ranging skilling initiative. Or something that is very much resonating with the scope here, the Startup India, which target innovation and incubations. Many other policies are implemented aimed at decarbonization and resource efficiency sectors, such as the National Action Plan for Climate Change or the Green Hydrogen Mission. But the superarching engine of growth that defined the last union budget, agriculture, MSMEs, investment, and export, we can say that further align on the key facets on industrial development strategies in responding this global megatrend. Let me very quickly conclude. And we have heard also from the previous speakers, what we can say that industrializations will remain for the future a very powerful tool for economic transformation, for creating jobs, and also for cleaning the environment. However, we need to make it more inclusive, more green, and more resilient. All future policies must proactively respond to this megatrend, such as AI, clean energy, and the regional trade shift. But in this effort, similar to the previous panelists, we call also for global cooperation. Global cooperation and solidarity are essentials that all countries can benefit from the sustainable industrialization. And I believe that India is uniquely positioned to share its experience, its technologies to other emerging economies as it progresses in the pursuit of a balanced and sustainable production growth. The challenges that we face are global, but so are the solutions. By embracing collaboration, innovation, and sustainable practices, we can shape, definitely, an equitable and sustainable future for everybody. Thank you so much. Shukriya.